Hey everyone, and welcome back. So last week, the party left Nueva Siege Luzon, traveled upriver. Kleeck decided to captain the vessel and brought the Coventress upriver, where they eventually docked in the city of Sichuan, the land between the rivers. That's true, Yoga. It's still recorded there. So the party, after arriving, they had a little bit of difficulty on the river up, they struck a log and sprung a leak, with which Yoga was able to repair quickly and efficiently. Ornarin got sick and decided to hang out below decks. Went down the wrong tributary at one point. But other than that, pretty uneventful of a journey. But arriving late at night, Leon and Yoga decided that they were going to venture into the oddly very dark town. And they happened upon a large and opulent inn known as Lummy's Luxurious Beds. And there, they saw a bard playing on the stage, and after he finished his performance and came outside to get a breath of fresh air, they entreated the bard to spy on one dignitary from Ville de Flores in Belforet. And so after making this decision to hire a spy, I believe it was, 10 platinum now, 20 later, or something like that? You definitely agreed to pay this dude money, like cash money, like you gonna pay him a lot. So he's going to spy on the governess for you. After that, Leon and Yoga retreated to a dark patch of land in this strange, dark town filled with what looked to be ruins, or at least buildings under construction, in some state of construction or deconstruction. And they popped down Galder's Tower on top of this mound of earth. And as they were heading inside, were accosted by a halfling who apparently lived in that mound of earth. So they scared him off, went inside, and began discussing murder. Murder most foul. Meanwhile, on the boat, Brightleaf and Kleeck had a moment to talk about philosophy and why they left their homes and what their homes are like. While Lucy revealed quite a secret to Rhea and got a pretty pleasant reaction, all things considered. And that's where we will start. Is everyone, I believe, did their long rest. We have Brightleaf and Kleeck on watch, trading back and forth, whatever. It's an uneventful night. You're in a town. You've already docked, paid the docking fee, the mooring fees. The guards are also looking out for your boat. So nothing really happens, and you all come to the next morning. And who would like to start with what they're doing? Because at this point, we got 5 people on the boat. 1 is a player that's not here, and 2 are NPCs, and we have 2 players in town already. So,
I do not mind, but maybe me and Leon can, because I'm sure we're going to make our way back to the boat, get everyone on the same place.
As you will. Yes. We'll start with Leon and Yoga then. You wake up in the morning, you hear a rooster's crow kind of off in the distance. Maybe a subtle reminder that this is actually farmland, somewhat. And I'm going to go ahead and, instead of being on boat mode, I'm going to change the map to the Sichuan map. Let that refocus real quick. All right. So the red dot right here, that's where Leon and Yoga are. And this one right here is where the rest of the party is. You are at the docks, and Yoga and Leon are on a house, I guess. Just a green field that actually is a house.
Okay, now that it's morning, is it like... Was it when you were talking about the dark town, was that just because it was nighttime, or is it still a dark town?
So, that's a good question. As you open the door or look out a window, I'm not sure how you're...
window.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check just because. I want to see how much and you would see, but... Okay, yeah, no, you definitely see quite a bit. So, peering out, probably even from the second story to get a better view, you see that the town it's pretty spread out. At least from this vantage point, you've been to Ampsa Room recently, where all of the buildings are like built up next to each other, on top of each other, under each other. It's like a hive, like a nest. This is very different. The homes here are they're large. A lot of them look to be new construction. You look around and you see that again, a lot of them are construction that's still undergoing. This early in the morning, actually, you can see laborers clambering into these structures, and you can already start to hear the knock 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 of hammers on wood, and it just seems like this town is being built up very quickly, actually. And so as you look around, you see that the darkness of the town is probably because a number of the homes are not finished, and they're pretty far apart from one another. In fact, it seems like the lots, to put it like that, that these homes, these large houses that are being built on, they look like large plots of land. So you have a big front yard, you have a big backyard, you have room for all sorts of stuff, and it really seems that is why it is dark. The town was dark because there weren't lights lit, because there weren't places to light torches or candles, because these places that are being built are, abandoned at night. That's what you see looking out the window.
And then one thing I'm checking, since I'm up there, I'm checking, are there guards waiting for us at the door? Because I'm still skeptical about this tower.
Actually, yes, you do. You look outside and you see that there are a couple of guards standing, just kind of looking up at the tower and kind of talking amongst themselves. They don't seem aggressive. They seem more curious.
I'm going to, if Leon isn't already awake, I'm going to wake him. Leon.
Yes. What?
There
Yes.
are guards there are guards outside our tower.
Oh. What? What do you mean? Why are there guards outside?
You summon a tower in the middle of town.
Oh, that is correct.
Oh, wait, right.
Actually, if I'm waking up Leon, does he sleep with a mask on?
Leon, do you sleep with a mask on?
Let me flip a coin on this one.
Sure.
And I'll tell you. Flip a coin, Google. Yoga, I'll let you choose this one. Oh, either one works. Heads. All right. What do you think happens? Or what do you think?
Probably wouldn't. I just imagine most people don't sleep. Especially that seems uncomfortable to sleep with. But
so yeah, he sleeps with the mask off. He was not expecting this.
All right. Well then, what would Yoga see?
Should I put this in the general chat or just to Yoga?
Just to Yoga.
Okay. So Yoga would see.
I wasn't even expecting this at first either, but I kind of thought about it.
Yeah, I was expecting like a yell, not for you to come upstairs.
He came upstairs to look out the window, and he was like, "Oh, hey, Leon, there's people outside." And as you woke up, you were like, "Oh, my mask isn't on."
Yeah, was not expecting this one. Where is Yoga?
I am here. Yoga.
There you are.
Friend Yoga's in front of you.
Oh, friend Yoga. Thank you.
Friend Yoga, you would see this. Sleeping.
You've sent me the letter P. Okay, there it is.
So, Yoga, you see Leon's face before you wake him up, and he probably, immediately throws on his mask?
With the quickness of a pissed off Bahir, slaps that mask on.
Yoga will probably have like a sort of reaction, but he'll kind of quickly shut his mouth as not to be rude. It's like, so, yeah, guards. Sorry about that.
Yes. We do not. I'll handle it. I'm gonna walk downstairs and out the door.
Sure. Yeah, as you come out the front door, the 3 guards notice you right away, and they kind of look around, and one kind of trots off, and the other 2 march up to you, and you're like, is this your tower? Both of the guards are human, if it matters. They got, chainmail and spears. They seem to be the town guard, not the Imperial guardsmen that you had seen and had been spoken of nearby.
Yes, sir. This is my tower.
How'd you get it here like that?
Oh, well, you see, sir, I use magic. And I'm gonna use the pyrotechnics wand and just pew, pew, some little puffs of fire.
Oh, wow. No,
magic.
That's... All right. I can see that.
Is it causing issue for anyone?
Well, the fellow who lives there, he came to us very early this morning saying that someone had dropped the tower on his home, and we laughed at him at first, but he wasn't lying. So
yes,
magic, huh? Can you magically get rid of it?
Yes. Well, it's not quite that simple, but yes. I conjured it last night, so about that time tonight, it'll be gone in a puff of smoke. Yes. And it will leave no trace of it ever being here.
Go ahead and roll persuasion. You're not lying, but they don't know magic, so they don't believe you.
Okay, where is my persuasion? There it is. 13?
So you say that it's just gonna disappear in a cloud of smoke? All right.
Well, roughly that, yes.
All right. I just, the reason we're worried about this isn't so much because it doesn't seem like it's a danger. It seems like a well-built tower, but this area isn't zoned for structures, only in-ground, as you can see. So yeah, if it's gonna poof away, then that's wonderful. But yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you to vacate the premises, as it is private property.
Yes, sir. Terribly. Tell the fellow underneath, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't even notice that his house was here when I put it up last night. I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah, no, you gave him a real good scare. He seemed to be drenched in sweat even this morning when he came in. I don't know what it was. It's not a particularly imposing tower, but I guess if my house had a tower on it when I woke up, I would... He kind of shrugs. Well,
yeah, I could see that being an issue. Sorry.
No harm done. Just come along now, and we'll secure this place. And no towers in town now, please.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. I do have a favor to ask. Could you maybe point us towards the mayor's office? We do have to speak with him.
Mayor's office, certainly. And so he points off towards the south, a little bit southeast, in the general direction of the docks recently, actually, and it's points kind of in this direction. So,
yes, sir.
Hmm?
And if you'll just give me 1 second, I've got to retrieve my friend.
Oh, there's more of you in there?
Yeah, just one more fellow. Just 1 second. I'm gonna walk in and poke my head in and say, "Yoga, you coming or not? Come on." They'd like us to leave.
And I'll just nonchalantly follow Leon.
And I'll head off back towards the docks with Yoga.
Leon, as you walk back out with your mask on and Yoga now behind you, the 2 guards seem quite surprised to see a turtle coming out with you, and are kind of look back and forth at each other and just are shaking their heads.
I give them I do the finger wave.
One of them slowly waves back, looking very confused. Yes. Excellent. So, are you heading back to the boat first, or just to the docks, or are you going to the mayor's office? You want to gather up the squad? What are we doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah, we're going to boat.
let's gather the squad.
Very good. All right, so let's hop back to boat mode as we hop on the boat.
You're good, Astron. We just finished tower
Yeah.
things.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. So at this point, Lucy, you probably would be awake now too. I'm not sure if Lucy has been drunk before and how that would affect her sleeping patterns, but she got drunk last night. Kleeck, you would be definitely awake at first light. You probably were awake. Brightleaf is awake. She did her trance rest in the middle of the night. Everyone at this point has done a long rest. But yes, the pig is still out. Hamlet, as it were.
I'm probably
He's
just
guarding
hanging
the
out
boat.
I'm hanging out in my newly comfy nest full of furs.
Yoga, Leon, you're back. I didn't think you'd be gone all night. Did something happen?
Oh, well, Leon, apparently the inn that we were looking for only does reservations. So naturally, Leon conjured a tower in the middle of town.
Yes. Yes, I did.
You can conjure a tower?
Well, yeah. It's not too hard. The problem is always the spacing, though.
That's impressive. I've not seen that before.
Well, I can if we start having an issue while traveling, I'll show it to everyone. Makes the process of sleeping outside much more enjoyable.
That would be helpful. Kleeck, you could sleep on the top.
What?
Yes.
He's gonna peek over the edge of the crow's nest.
Leon can make towers.
What? How?
She twiddles her
That's it.
fingers at you, pantomiming a magic spell.
How tall is it?
Uh,
Do you think there's a good chance we could see it from the boat?
No.
Okay.
20, 30 feet if I want.
Oh, he died.
There
Who
goes
died?
Astro.
Astro, why?
While he's talking, he kept walking forward and forgot where he was and forgot how to use his wings.
It happens. Ah, boom.
While we're walking back, before we got back, I would have told Yoga, by the way, what you saw stays between us.
I'm assuming the same as the murder thing.
Yes.
Well, you know how we were just going to kill some people, yeah. Huh? Don't tell nobody about that plan.
So wait, did he just straight die, or did he?
Discord is restarting itself, yep. It just happens.
Okay. I guess to Lucy now.
Yeah. Lucy, you're currently using Rhea as a pillow. She has tossed and turned in the night a little bit, but I'm guessing you just adjusted.
Don't you know what to do?
I don't even know what to do. Alright. Then
There he is.
she's going to, at some point, slip out of bed and start putting clothes back on.
Finally.
Alright. Lucy. Lucy, are you awake?
Hi.
Hey. It's morning, I think. It's obviously morning because the light is shining through the windows on the back of the cabin.
I can tell.
Oh, right. Should we go Well, I guess. I mean, I'm hungry for breakfast. I guess. Did you want to go out on deck or anything?
I have a splitting headache. I'm gonna lay here more.
All right. You let me know if you need anything. I will be right back. She's gonna head downstairs and get some food from the kitchen, because that's Rhea.
Well, I actually have no idea what to actually
I
do,
believe
so-
Rhea would be stealing it.
She doesn't need to steal food that's for everyone.
I mean, Kleek's the one with
Yeah,
all the
that's fair.
dead rabbit and stuff. Are you making us food, Kleek?
Before too long, she comes
Yes.
back up,
That's what he does
steps into the
daily.
room with some dried food and is munching on it. And she's like, you all right, Lucy? You look kind of out of it. And in fact, Lucy, go ahead and actually roll a perception check for me, please. Ooh, natural 2. I would say that with that, don't notice anything particularly out of the ordinary.
Please tell me she's not coming with like a steak or something.
Hmm?
Please tell me she's not like coming with a steak.
Oh yeah, no. She's got some salted meats, but not
I mean, like a
Not a-
wooden steak.
Oh no, not a wooden steak. No, no, not a wooden steak. No, she actually came back with food and is just eating it and is like, "You all right?" And there's one thing you notice. Rhea seems to be glowing the slightest bit. She's got that afterglow. She's got some sort of glow to her. Ask Kleeck for scrambled eggs. He doesn't lay eggs. He doesn't lay eggs.
Yeah.
The first hint was the first word.
I mean, he doesn't really have any issues with eggs. It's not something he normally eats because he doesn't travel with a frying pan. But like, he doesn't really care.
You just need a hot sidewalk friend. Well,
Yoga will probably bring it to the people on deck's attention. Oh, and on their way, we asked some guards where the mayor's was. That is what we're here in the city to do, right?
so Lucy,
Yeah.
technically you're not
talk to that
suffering
guy,
any
right?
negative effects. Just throwing that out there. You were drunk. That's gone though.
Should we get Lucy and Rhea, or should we just ask the mayor and then come back?
As you're saying that, Rhea steps out, chewing on some jerky, and you see Lucy stepping out, kind of walking a little bit like a zombie. Pig's actually
Long
there,
night.
I guess.
Long night, you two?
This is for my own benefit. I know what's happening.
Long night of drinking and partying, yeah?
Yeah, right. Long night of something.
What are hangover symptoms?
Headache,
There's-
nausea,
well, yeah.
intense irritation.
Light is not your friend, neither are loud noises.
Failed this insight check.
A migraine, but worse.
Yeah.
Would she actually like vomit anything?
No,
Blood.
it was. I mean, she drank blood, and that's what she drinks. So it was fine. She just got a little rich. Kleeck chooses to fail his insight check to preserve his innocence.
Okay, well, Yoga notices a lot of
Also,
stuff
he
and then
does
just
not
doesn't
really
say
understand human. Kleeck also just doesn't understand human mating behavior. So
No one had to talk about the
Oh, hey, you look
Aerocopter and the bees
tired.
with him.
anything.
I mean, he understands they are a cockroach.
I guess it would be the Aerocopter and the Three
Not
Keen,
that
right?
stupid.
So I'm gonna ask them the two. Oh, do you guys want to come with us to the mayor's?
What's about the mayor?
Well, isn't that
Aren't we
we're
supposed to talk to him?
Yes.
She shrugs. Brightleaf is nodding her head, though, like, yeah, that's why we're here.
Yoga will return the shrug and say, well, I don't think it's necessary that everyone wants to go, but anyone that wants to come is welcome. I don't know if the mayor's expecting all of us. I'm sure you won't mind.
Can't get an audience without the mayor. We gotta have them help us against the lucky unicorns.
Uh,
Yes.
Didn't
guess-
really understand it, but that was kind of in character. Maybe.
I mean, Lucy, wouldn't you be able to get an audience with the mayor? You're like a noble and stuff.
Probably.
Well, was the mayor expecting us, or we just been? I forget.
I'm gonna let you
Popping
all
in
talk
unannounced.
amongst yourselves.
I think we're popping in unannounced. But it did have something to do
I mean,
with
yeah, that's what we're
unicorn.
doing. We're coming in and we're helping people.
Well, the last town
Trying
we
to
just
sway the votes.
last town
Yeah.
we
We're
just
supposed to help
solved
with
the
the
problem
problems.
before we ever met the mayor. This time we don't know what the problem is. It's not as obvious. I'm
Maybe we
assuming-
should ask the people that would experience the problem, not the person who lives in the big fancy nest.
Well,
But what is the problem?
I think that's what we asked the mayor for.
Bird shrug.
Yeah,
Elf
I like-
shrug.
I think that we should probably ask the mayor if he has any issues. I think otherwise we'll probably figure it out as we walk around.
I like the gust of the gale without a pirate leader. They're just like, I don't know, should we do this?
I don't know.
I
what
believe
we're
you mean the
supposed to
whales
do
on
in
the
this
tail.
situation. The whale tail trail.
We're gonna start just walking off the ship.
Well,
Splash.
Holy
No, I'm just
Christ.
kidding. So I will move to City View, and y'all can decide what you want to do together. Is anyone going to be told to stay? Is anyone being told to stay on watch?
nope.
At this point,
That'll
I'm
be-
assuming that Gambino will return to reprise his role as Ornerin, so I will just have Ornerin be on the boat.
Yeah, Gambino will basically keep watch.
Okay. He's feeling less sick now and can probably do watch all right. So, very good. So,
Yoga will point this direction, wherever it was. I think.
did you want to also bring Rhea and Brightleaf, or do you just want to be a player character group?
I think
Bring
we
Rhea.
could probably do it.
Yeah, I was about to say, bring our favorite NPCs.
Let's bring them all.
Okay, go for it.
All right,
Let's
then
bring
bring
Brightleaf
both.
and Rhea.
We
All
don't
right,
want
we're-
the two in a relationship to feel left out without their partner.
It's quite all right.
It's
Alright,
not
so-
even that, it's the matter of helping.
Yeah.
So, from the docks,
People
Y'all head
actually
into
walk on the
town?
ground this time.
you head into the city, and you haven't gone too far in, and you feel like maybe this is the mayor's office, this large building to the side. And I just wanted to point out, all the buildings that are on the map aren't the only buildings that are in the city. It's sort of a scale thing, so just I think you understand that. But
I mean, I assume these clusters of buildings are many buildings.
yeah, exactly, it's one of those.
But is this one surrounded by other buildings, or is that it?
The Civic Center, this building right here,
Yeah.
that one is, I mean, it has smaller buildings around it that look like they are dedicated to some of the same purposes. Like the jail is there, like the mayor's office. A lot of other administrative services and offices are located here as well. So
Yoga gets accustomed to other cultures. He's looking to see if there is a door that guards are guarding.
yes, in fact, there is. There is the front door, or I guess the steps up to the front door of the main civic center. There's probably about 8 guards standing out in the front of it, and it's odd because 4 of them are town guard, in that like sort of bluish color, and then you have 4 that are the of the colors of the Imperial Guard, which is that sort of again Roman centurion style silver and red markings. And they appear to be both guarding the place and eyeing each other warily. And then as your group of 6 walks up the steps, they're now all eyeing you warily.
We're also gonna do our best to not walk like a zombie.
Yeah, okay. Just for shits, do a performance check. Yeah, you look fine. No one can tell that you have a splitting headache. And that the sun, which is, peeking over the distant mountains in the east evermore each moment, is really, really, really starting to grate behind the eyes.
If we haven't already passed him, Yoga will kind of stop at the guards and ask if the mayor's home.
The mayor home? The mayor's not home. The mayor's in her office, farther inside. Did you have an audience with her today? He pulls out a clipboard and starts like flipping through a number of papers. Lorgner party? You don't look like Duke Lorgner.
Nod no.
I'd like to request an audience.
Oh, very well. Let me see here. Flip. Actually, I'll just do the actual paper noise. I have enough notebooks that it works.
Nice.
I should be able to squeeze you in about 3 days. You come by just before sundown. You could get you in.
Are you sure there's no time before that?
Well, I mean,
Move any of them, and then we're gonna see. I didn't clear my sheet off. I assume it was with long rest after.
Yes, it was a long rest. From last session to this session was a long rest for everyone. Yep.
We're gonna go ahead and try. Well, actually, no. We're gonna let him answer first. We're gonna ask like if he's able to move any of them.
Well, I suppose I could, but that sort of paperwork costs time, costs effort. He's hoping you get the hint.
We're gonna use our lovely little rune.
Nice. You're like, I'm not gonna bribe this guy. Okay, it's a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Wisdom DC 13.
No. He suddenly looks very dazed, and his arms go a little slack, and he's still holding the clipboard, but it kind of drops to his side, and he is looking at you unfocused. One of the other guards looks at him and is like, Chet, you all right?
We're just gonna go up and just kind of like run our finger along and just be like, you want to get us a little bit sooner there.
Roll persuasion with advantage. Yeah, absolutely. Certainly, milady. Please go on in. He looks dazed, but I'm gonna roll another for him. After 6 seconds. After 6 seconds, he kind of shakes his head and says, no, go right in. Go right in. Chet, what the hell are you doing? No, they're fine. They just want to talk to the mayor. It's all right. The other guards look perplexed, and these are the town guards in the blue. The Imperial guards just kind of glance over and look wary and look kind of disgustedly at the, I guess Chet is his name. And he kind of, this guy Chet, who you just charmed, is kind of ushering you in.
I'm gonna take the lead and head in.
Moving forward.
Absolutely. As you enter through the large double doors and into kind of a wide entryway, you see marble columns reaching up to the ceiling. You see there's some clerks sitting behind a desk. They kind of look at your motley group as they come in. You see a number of nobles in finery and robes. A lot of them look at you in your adventuring garb and seem like you are completely out of place. one lady, a halfling, a middle-aged halfling woman, in with her hair done up in like this big honeycomb hive do, and like these deep blue silk robes that go down to, it seemed to kind of like trail behind her too. She turns and is like, oh, like just astonished at the garishness of your finery.
We're gonna be like kind of walking away from our
Y-
group.
Yeah. So you're walking away from the people. One of the clerks from behind a desk says, excuse me, please," to get your attention. Do you turn? Do you notice them? Give eye contact, acknowledgement, anything? You just keep going, but I don't think you know where you're going. Okay, you'll turn. May I ask what you're doing here? I see the guards let you in, so you must be fine. But you don't look like you know where you're going.
Yeah, where's the mayor's office?
Oh, the mayor's office, that's going to be on the second floor. You take the stairs. She points to like this grand staircase at the end of the hallway with like these mahogany railings, the gilded. They go up. Just place is just decked. And there's another set of double doors up there, and there's actually two more guards on the door as well. These ones actually seem a little bit better armed and armored than the ones outside. I believe she's in a meeting right now, but if you go up there, you should be able to wait, and should get you in before too long. Did you see Duke Lorgner out there?
Which one is that?
Would we know them?
Who knows about nobility? I'm guessing there's two people in the group that might know.
Leon does.
Yep. So please, both of you roll history checks.
Just for funsies.
Nope. Yoga will fail.
Okay. So the DC on that was pretty high, just because it's a regional person. But Lucy, you would actually recognize the name of Duke Thaddeus Lorgner, and that he owns a rather large parcel of land on the southern end of Sichuan. I'll point it out on the map for you so you can know. It's like this area. In fact, one of the more notable things about the Lorgner lands is that they are rather extensive and take up both sides of the river. Fun fact, this area down here in the south is actually a different town. If you remember from the map, that's one of the small cities on the way. But Duke Lorgner's territory is here and here. So you'll recognize the name as you hear it. But only Lucy will. 14 wasn't enough.
So do we know if they've been there?
You don't know. You don't even know what he looks like. You just remember some things that you learned about his lands.
Yoga did ask for a visual description, but I don't know if he's going to get it.
Oh, a visual description of what? Sorry.
Yoga asked, well, what's he look like?
Oh, you can't miss him. Tall, very hairy man, sharp, dark. You'd know him if you saw him.
Hey, get off my feet.
I suppose we didn't see him. Sorry.
That's quite all right. We were hoping that he would arrive about 20 minutes ago, so it's entirely possible he won't make it to his appointment again today. I figure there's no harm in letting someone else take his slot.
Nod, and I'm gonna lead the group towards the mayor's office.
Very well.
Everyone is okay with that.
So, Yoga, you in
Kleeck
particular are getting a lot of weird looks from people, although Kleeck is as well. Just think about it. You have a small black bird person carrying a longbow larger than themselves. You have a very exotic-looking turtle. You have a white-haired noblewoman who very clearly carries herself like a noblewoman. You have a masked fellow in a suit. And then you have an elf and a halfling. It's a fun group.
Hell
Anyways,
yeah.
you head up the staircase. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say we're still going to try to stay away from the group when we walk.
Okay, so you're kind of walking ahead of them a little bit?
Just away, as in not to be grouped with them.
Got it. No, that's fine. That makes sense.
you
Is anyone
walking
going to try and
ahead or
keep up with
behind?
her, or do you all get that? You all get that she's trying to not be as associated with you?
Well, ahead or behind, because behind would make logical sense, but I don't know what Lucy's thinking.
Yeah, Lucy, are you leading or following the party?
I'll do a roll thing. So one is leading, two's behind.
All right, so Lucy, you head up the stairs with the party, maybe 15, 20 feet behind you. And as you get to the top of the stairs, you see, and this is to answer Astra's question, both of the guards guarding the mayor's office door are town guards. So they have,
That's unfortunate.
yeah, it's politics. No, halt. You have business with the mayor.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're here
we
for a meeting.
So I guess Lucy was leading. My bad.
It's all good. You, representative of the Dukes?
No, we were told that we could take his place. We were told that if they were still in a meeting that we could wait.
Oh. He kind of like leans past you and peers down the staircase at the clerk, who's looking up at him, and you can see that she shrugs, and he just kind of like rolls his eyes and shrugs his shoulders and is like, all right, we're going to have to wait a minute.
Are we able to wait long enough for a short rest?
We'll see. Chief
Just long enough
Chief
for,
Ug'Turk is in there right now, and can't just be letting people in.
That's understandable.
All right.
Or would you like us to wait?
You see, he kind of like he has a spear and a shield that he's holding. It's actually a trident, less than a spear, and he kind of just tips the point of the trident to the right because he's on the right side of the door. And there's a bench, and there's a couple benches there, and he's like, "You'd be fine to wait. We'll let you know as soon as you can come in."
Well, thank you so much. Now we'll go sit down.
Certainly.
And let the group know if they didn't already hear.
Yeah, they probably would have heard if they had come up the stairs following you. Everyone, please roll a perception check for me, please. Double, please. It'll make sure it happens.
Dang it. Frick. Oh no.
Kleeck is getting terrible rolls.
Man, imagine rolling a 3 on perception. This is a very perceptive
Imagine
group.
rolling a 4, Yoga!
I don't know what you mean.
Also,
Wow.
I expected to call on my phone, so my delay is mostly gone.
The drunk
that's
person
nice.
is very perspective.
Yeah, no, Lucy,
The walls now.
despite not feeling completely into it, you are into it. I don't know if it's the fact that you're in a state of mind that you haven't really been in before, but the pounding headache has got you wired to a certain level, and as you're sitting there, you glance around, you're just kind of waiting. You glance around the room below, you see, some of the nobles are, casting furtive glances up the staircase at you. Having little conversations between themselves. You see one or two people, as leaving as you arrive, and they seem to suddenly have somewhere else that they need to be, sort of thing. You see some guards enter and exit. They all seem to be city guard. No Imperial Guard are entering or exiting the facility. And you do see one peculiar fellow who doesn't really appear to belong in the place at all. Just a rather average-looking guy of about middling height. Not a slender build, but just kind of reclining in one of the lounge chairs down below, sipping a drink. No, Eglor's dead. I mean, you don't know that, but yeah, Eglor's dead. And one thing you notice about this guy that's a little more interesting than everything else is the set of goggles on his face, which seem rather out of place considering all the people around him. But other than that, he's just sitting there sipping a drink. But as you peer over,
I think I know who that is, but I don't see
kind of turns. Yeah, you don't. He turns, sees the group sitting at the top of the stairs, and kind of gives a little toast and goes back to sitting and drinking. A good 15, 20 minutes pass, 25.
If we're waiting that long, can Yoga do something?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to have to actually ask everyone to roll another perception check.
I will mention Kleeck is, as I mentioned, he's looking at all the shiny, and at one point he might try and fly around a bit and like touch some of the gold trim.
Imagine
Riley's
rolling a 2.
Dying.
We've got a 1, 2, 3, and 4 so far in these perceptions.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. Kleeck, go ahead and roll your perception as
I'm
well.
trying.
Oh, it's fine. I got you.
There we go.
What happened to
Hey!
the door with prejudice.
Got a 9. Let's go.
That headache got worse.
Yeah, the headache got worse. Kleeck and it looks like Rhea will both suddenly hear raised voices inside of the mayor's office. You can't make out what they're saying, but you can hear that there is an argument of some kind happening behind the door. Let's see.
Kleeck is looking at shiny. He probably only like half registers that.
Fair. You'll see Rhea turn and kind of look wide-eyed at the door like, wow, there's really someone yelling in there. And in fact, Leon, with the 11 that you had, you will notice the guards reacting to the sounds inside. And you notice that they give a look to each other, and one of them opens the door and heads inside. And now, as the door opens, all of you hear, "This was not what we agreed upon! If you would just calm down, I'm not going to come..." And then the door closes.
I'll look over at the guard sitting over there. Everything okay in there?
He gives you a nonplussed frown, and you see him kind of like snap his fingers and wave to the clerk who, he had nodded to before. When he gets her attention, she starts motioning, and you see a couple other guards that are positioned around the room start to head up the stairs too. And then this guard heads inside. So now you're sitting in front of the door. It's unguarded for the moment. Both guards have gone inside. And there's more coming up the steps, but you probably have a good 20 seconds to act if you want to.
I think Kleeck was doing something, then I wanted to do something.
Kleeck, were you fly around the room?
Kleeck's just kind of flying around and looking at some of the gold trim and stuff around the place.
When you
Probably.
say flying around, because there's room enough to fly here, what with the vaulted ceilings and doubles. So if you're flying around, you are going to get yelled at. Hey, none of that. No, hey, you, get down. No flying in here.
He'll dive back into the group.
You did freak the guards out quite a bit, though, with that. They were like, let a bird in, starts flying around.
I just want the shiny.
We're
Bryn, do you love improvising?
It's fun.
I'm
We're
sending
gonna-
this to Izathar. Hello. Would you be interested in meeting a dragon? Nothing's settled yet, but I thought you might be interested.
Let me write a response
Okay.
while someone else does something real quick.
Okay.
We're gonna walk past the door because we saw the guards go in, and now we're interested in knowing what's happening.
Very
These
good.
guards don't
Are
normally
you going to
go
put
in,
your
so-
ear up against it, or are you going to actually just open it and because it's closed? They closed the door behind them, but you can
We're
open it. It's not locked.
Ever so slightly open the door just to where we can hear the sound and walk away enough, but still try to hear.
Would that be a sleight of hand or a stealth check to be sneaky? I say stealth.
I think it's probably sleight of hand, open door and stuff.
You know what? Yeah.
I don't know.
Roll. I say stealth. We'll do stealth. Oh, absolutely. You don't even make a noise at all as you stand up, walk over, and just ever so gently pull the handle and push the door open. Everyone, though, will suddenly hear the noises coming through much louder. So we're going to have to ask you to... I'm not going to calm down! No, we're going to have to ask you to calm down, or you're going to have to... You try and make me leave. This woman and I have a deal. And as you peek inside, are you peeking inside or just listening?
Did we get a short rest? By chance,
No,
just enough for
unfortunately,
the
it
route?
was only 25 minutes, unfortunately.
Just enough for the route.
You might have an hour later. But as you peek inside, you see a hulking half-orc looming over not just the two guards that went into the room, but two other guards that are already in the room. And behind a large, looks like some sort of mixture. Like, is it ironwood? Probably ironwood. Some very large desk is a very small gnome woman, dressed in rather fine blue robes herself, and she kind of looks up the large orc and says, "Chief, you will calm down, or we will calm you down and have you leave along with your entire people."
Can I like sacrifice 200 gold to get a short rest?
Can you sacrifice 200 gold to get a short
Are
rest?
you trying to literally bribe the DM?
Yes. It'd be perfect right now.
No,
What about
unfortunately.
400 gold?
That gold means nothing to the DM.
I just find it funny
gold is
that Lucy's like
imaginary
reaching into her
currency
pocket and like
that the DM
wishing that it
gave
would
you.
disappear. She's like, if only I had the ability to do that one more time. I don't care if I have any of this money.
I don't think that would help you. I mean, unless you were talking after that. There's like guards in that room. There are many people that you'd have to charm.
Yeah, and in
There was a
fact,
lot of other
No,
guards around
no.
that first guard that got charmed too.
I just need one. That's all
I
I
guess
need.
that's true, maybe?
as you're standing there listening and peeking through, the rest of the town guard from the bottom of the staircase have made it up to the top. And they're like,
Yeah.
excuse me. And they push past you and push in. And, oh, you need everyone to come and help you now.
We wouldn't have
I
been like
see how it
at
is.
the door. We would have been like a little bit away. Just
Yeah, but
look.
you were listening, and they see you, and that's what I'm saying is they just go past you. They're like, we need to go and rabble. They just like 5 of them. So now there's 9 guards in there, 4 of them better, the mayor, and a huge orc. And he looks like he knows how to fight. You know, he's got that burliness to him, that thick black top knot on the top of his head. You know, just rippling muscles, a big great axe over his shoulders. Like he doesn't look like he plays around. You will hear from my tribal elders from this. And he just kind of shoves past the guards and stomps out, and you can hear his footfalls as he comes out the door. And suddenly now everyone else, you can see this massive slab of orc standing there, and he glances over, his big tusks kind of protruding out of the corners of his mouth, and he looks down with his beady eyes, and I wouldn't trust that one. And he stomps down the stairs. And as a guard kind of tries to like stand in front of him to like block him, he just kind of shoulders him out of the way, and the guard gets knocked down and pushed like 5 feet. Walks out the front doors, slams the front doors.
Nice.
The guards are left standing there like, all right. They're looking at the mayor. She looks a little frazzled, but as she glances around the room, kind of like raises her hands and is like, it's okay, everyone. You can calm down now. And you want we should go after him? No, he'll calm down. He's just hot-blooded. Whew, I need a drink after that, though. You hear Rhea giggle, whoever's sitting next to her. The other guards, you sure you don't need us? No, it should be fine. Avery, is there anyone else? Oh yes, there's a group or so sitting out there. They not Duke Lordner? No. Very well, send them in. As the 2 better guards and the 5 lesser guards, I think I'll just go with that for now, leave. One of them, the same one that you'd spoken with before, says, "Oh, yeah, the mayor will see you now. Just don't do what that one did."
Oh, we won't.
Yoga will kind of chuckle and take his lead in.
I'm going.
All right, so the party heads in, and you are ushered into. It reminds you actually of the office of the mayor of Nueva Sichuan. Similarly opulent in that you're like, yeah, I've been to a place like this before. Yep, everything here is more expensive than it needs to be. Yep, I get it. You know, the desk is huge. The person behind it is small. The chair behind it is large and very well cushioned. That sort of stuff. The two guards remain in here, and they seem at the ready and a little tense. But it's the gnomish mayor behind the desk who catches your eye, and you see on her desk Mayor Zindfelter, and I'll write that in the wrong thing.
By the way, Yoga will probably look to Lucy to see if she's going to speak. If she doesn't, then Yoga will.
All right.
Yeah, once we're in there, we'll just like do like a little curtsy thing and be like, "Hello, Mayor," blah blah blah, blah whatever the name is. Zindfelter.
Mayor Zindfelter, thank you. To what do I owe the pleasure of this band?
My name is Lucy Coventry, and this is a group that's accompanying me. I'm just going to talk to you about some matters. And do you also need any help with whatever just happened?
With what just happened? No. Coventry, did you say? Oh, well, welcome to our fair city of Sichuan. I haven't had the pleasure of doing business with your family in ever yet, and I think I know why you're here. Then you say you want to help. Don't worry about the chief. He has issues, but he's a good man when it comes down to it. Did you come on your parents' behalf to tour land?
No. Are they coming here?
No, I hadn't received any word of such, but your presence here. You offered assistance? Assistance with what?
Just anything going on. And then in favor of a vote.
Oh, yes, the vote. Well, we haven't yet quite made a decision on it, but we were thinking of ignoring Answerums, please, and keeping them out of the Empire. We do enough good business without them, honestly.
Yoga's gonna kind of speak up and was like, "We had hoped to change your mind on that."
Oh,
Actually, no, we're not. That's actually how it should be. We're going to kind of glare at Yoga.
she looks
Well-
back and forth between the two of you.
Yoga is now glaring at you because up until this point, Yoga's not been aware of your meddling. So
No,
Uh,
she's literally been saying to go against what the unicorns wanted.
has she? I
Yeah.
thought all. Well,
I don't know
like,
if Yoga's heard it. You may have only
On the
talked
boat.
about it. Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then back in the fields before when old dude was invisible.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he didn't understand your angle on it. I think it's good that you're not on the same page. It's very funny. Well, which is it? Do you support the Answerum decision, or are you against it? It matters not to me. I'm the mayor here, and I would make that call if I'm still mayor next year.
Well, on behalf of my family, we would want to have the vote against it, and we would also look to still keep you as mayor.
Oh, and why? For either of these things?
by the way, Yoga's eyes are kind of looking at the rest of the party, like almost as in like a "tell me what to do."
Rhea seems bored, but is listening. Brightleaf seems attentive, but also bored and just listening. So they're not going to help you out.
Leon Astron, does they offer any?
Kleeck is looking at the shiny things in the room, probably not paying any attention.
I'm gonna look at Yoga and just kind of shrug and kind of mouth, I know she was noble.
I'm kind of going to kind of back down, maybe take a step back from my speaking position and just let Lucy take the reins then.
Fair.
I think I would say next. So what was the last thing they said? Just like why?
Yeah, they're asking why you don't support the Anserum decision and why your family would want me to be back in power, or remain in power, as it were.
As far as you remaining in power, we've never had any issues with you, and seem like a great mayor.
Oh, why thank you.
And as far as the vote, there is a criminal organization that is wanting people to go in favor of the vote.
Oh, you mean the Lucky Unicorns? Yes, dear, I know all about them.
Yeah, the mayor of whatever the last town we were in, we'll say that name.
Nueva Siege Luzon.
Yeah, the mayor of that town.
Mayor Bristol Camp.
Was given notice that they were looking to assassinate him.
Were they now? I hadn't heard that.
So not only are the criminal, but they're also now attacking some people. I'm not certain as to why they're targeting people.
Go ahead and roll deception. Oof.
I was gonna say as well. Anytime that because at this point Yoga's kind of listening to Lucy. Anytime Lucy says anything that Yoga's not aware of, you can kind of see it in his eyes.
I see. So now the unicorns are threatening those who choose not to follow their dictates? A bad look, but they've done worse.
That they have.
Is this why you've come, to tell me of threats of assassinations and Nueva Siege's decision-making processes? I thought for sure you would come to purchase a wonderful plot of land to extend your domain and perhaps begin and raise your own family.
Well, as when it comes to the other town, I don't know for certain which way they'll go, but I am looking to sway the vote against what the unicorns wish. And on top of that, you also seem like a good mayor, so I just give you props for that and to help with any problems. And
once again, dear, I appreciate the flattery, but I'd like to know your angle in all this.
When it comes to land, how much land do you have, and how much is it for?
And with that, you see what has been a pretty stony face split into a sudden wide smile. Oh. Pick your land. If it's not already taken, then it can be yours.
What land just doesn't take it?
Have you been through Sichuan, dear? Have you seen the beauty of our fair city?
We've seen a good quite amount from the river, but haven't been through it all on foot.
Oh dear, Lady Coventry, this is the land between the rivers. You're going to have to go a little bit further inland to see some of the beautiful meadows and prairies that we have to offer. I'm afraid as beautiful as the docks are, they smell a little off. They can get a bit rowdy, and they just do not hold the same appeal as the rest of the city.
That's quite agreed. As far as the land that way, how much is the average cost of whatever the normal number of land that people usually buy from a city? I don't know.
Well, there is no usual.
I know I said that part kind of those.
No, you're fine. We've had plenty of nobles from all across the empire come to purchase land, and some want to move here with their families and their tribes, and some want to simply have a grand estate to come and visit and winter in. Land purchases have ranged in sizes from a quarter acre to several acres to several hundred square feet.
How much for 10 acres?
Oh dear, you do have rich blood. One moment. Let me also do the math and finish writing the note back to Yoga. And in fact, if we'd like, we could take a break at this time so that I can do those things. And I need
That's
to
fair,
use the
'cause I've been
restroom.
waiting
So,
to use the bathroom, but I didn't
Yeah.
want to miss any of this.
so let's all circle back in like 5-10 minutes, get drinks, get some snacks, use the restroom, and I'm going to write some quick notes. So BRB, and I will answer that question about how much it costs to buy 10 acres of land. Be right back.
BRB is to you as well.
Oh, we're going like full hard on this, aren't we? Like the anti-unicorns thing, aren't we?
Lucy's already asserted her position several times.
Yeah, but it's like, one town is one thing. 2 towns.
No, it's
Okay.
every town.
Okay, we're doing this. All right. You know what? I'm all for this.
We gotta
I'm all
go and
for it.
spread
I'd rather go
propaganda.
against the unicorns.
All right.
Let's do it,
do
hell
need
yeah.
to- Yeah. I do need to know, what is Lucy's opinion on nobility in general?
She's a noble. She likes being a noble. Her family are nobles. They own lots of land
What if,
in multiple
okay,
towns.
would they like to be exploring, maybe expanding some of those sometime soon?
Yeah.
Okay, do I have a business
they-
proposition for
They
you
like
when we
power.
return? Do I have a business proposition for you? Yeah, I totally jumped the gun with Yoga's being my go-to.
It's funny, party goes one direction for the campaign in terms of the vote and the unicorns, and now it's just like switch gear.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think any of us ever liked the unicorns. We just kind of went along with it because
Yeah,
we were
Like the
told to
story
get
thing.
close to them or something. We were just kind of doing the one thing that both sides had told us to kind of
I'm
do.
back.
But
talking
we
about?
hadn't started
Yoga.
actively, independently working against them.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
We're going full direction of killing the unicorns as quick as possible.
I'm up
This is
for it.
hilarious, and I'm all here for it.
Oh no, that's so funny because I also had a little thought. Yoga first is going to seek guidance on what destiny is from someone, and then depending on guidance will depend on what his next actions are.
You want to know what destiny is? You want to ask philosophical questions? There's a perfectly good burden for that right there.
I could literally tell your future. Come here, boy.
Do I want to?
That's not destiny.
Yes, it is.
It just happens a lot of time this is going to be brightly because Yoga seems Kleeck as ditzy and unknowledgeable. Yoga has now just heard Leon want to murder someone. He trusts him
Yoga-
a little less.
Yoga's never around for when.
Yoga's going to
Kleeck
ask his
gets
dragon friend
philosophical.
probably through a sending, see if he can get his dragon friend to give him any advice for 25 words.
Did that burp just come through?
You might get
Said that.
friend Yoga. How nice
Is that-
to hear from you again.
Did that burp
Advice.
just
It is
come-
at this time that I am wonderful for the fact that I have a friend to talk to and give advice. Why, certainly, my advice is blank.
Oh no.
Gosh dang it! This is such a bad flaw I've given myself. I can't make decisions, but it's come to the point where I have no one ask. Why can't people just have decisions ready be made for Yoga? What the heck?
So, Yoga,
Oh, what's up?
after you send your message, hello, would you be interested in meeting a dragon? Nothing said, but I thought you might be interested. There's a brief pause, and then, is this the naive, adventuring turtle who travels with Cayman Marith? I hadn't expected to hear from you again so soon. Or, I hadn't expected to hear you again so soon. You were so weak before! And that's 25 words.
See, somehow I figured he knows the 25-word limit. He just chose to be annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. See, I'm actually trying to dominate this campaign with sending, and you're not making it easy, Bren.
That's because only certain people know how sendings work, and you did just send a message to one of them.
Yes.
I'm just saying the best use of sending is insulting the BBEG with all of your
We don't know
with
the
all your
BBEG
spell slots
is.
at the end of the
I
day.
can insult both sides.
Just insult someone.
I have
Spend all
one...
of your spell slots at the end of the day insulting people with sending.
No.
But especially if you're a bard.
I haven't been utilizing something. Yoga should be taking a short rest so you can use Arcane Recovery. Have an extra sending.
You know, we should totally take a short rest. I could get the charm back. That'd be great.
You want to just rest in the mayor's office?
Lucy's hard
an
on
hour?
for this freaking charm thing.
Yeah,
mean,
it's almost like we have the
has
warlock
worked.
back in the
It has
party.
worked every single time. I don't think it's failed once.
It's failed once.
Okay, it's failed once, but every other time that you've used it has been to like devastating effect.
I have a 7 and 8 today, Lucy. Though I don't know if we'll still be together next time you charm someone.
Wait, what?
Oh, I have a 7 and 8 for my divination rolls.
That is so rough too. How did that happen today?
What, 7 and 8?
Yeah, that's unusually low.
Usually I get a low number and a high number. I've just got 2 low numbers.
Is it every day?
It's not even
or
low,
every
low. It's just too
session?
medium low.
It's
It's every day.
Every in-game day.
So there have been sessions where I haven't rolled for like 4 sessions because we'll be really roleplay focused and we won't really skip days that much. But
Yes.
Yoga. After that 25-word sending comes through, you get, I have met dragons before and tend to have a difficult relationship with them. Why do you ask? And it cuts off there before hitting 25.
Hey, let's go. I was thinking this might happen. Now I'm the one that has to come up with a response.
You have a 25-word response. Yes.
Yes.
Lady
Okay,
Coventry.
what was the last words of those?
Oh, the last words were, I have met dragons before and tend to have a difficult relationship with them. Why do you ask?
Okay.
In fact, I'll post both of them.
Okay. It's in all caps, of course it is.
You met Izithar.
Yeah.
All right, so Lady Coventry, you were wishing for 10 acres, you said.
Yeah.
You know, I can't quite give you a price without knowing exactly where it is that you want that acreage, as you know, some plots of land are worth a bit more than others. What with the costs of zoning and construction and apportioning, the districting. There's really quite a bit that must be done.
Do they have a map?
A map? Yes, of course. Let me show you something similar to what you have in front of you now. However, I am going to go ahead and make the GM info not GM info anymore. So you now know
Whoa!
Yep.
Razan.
I will say, Kleeck, if you're talking about the...
So her map has last names on each portion and plot of land.
I recognize one of them.
How big would 10 acres be on this map?
Good question. I would say Just gonna make it
An
up.
acre is 43,560 square feet.
I'll say the Razan estate is about the size of 10 acres, all told.
Which one? Razan?
Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Haha. Why is it still doing that? Yeah.
Where did you? I gotta look at this.
Razan.
I gotta look at
Razan,
this
eh?
now. Where's the Razan acre? It was where? Oh, right there. Okay. I could not find it. Okay.
So what about around they're around there? She'll point
Oh,
out.
on the east side of the river, of course. Well, if you're looking to, we would have to carve out a new district, and of course, that comes with some other different and important privileges. For 10 acres of land just north of Haybrook and Moshena, you're probably looking at about 10,000 gold just for the title and deeds, not to mention the construction work and the clearing of the land.
What about over here, west of Ug'Turk?
Well, if you're looking to be out west beyond the farmland there, it'd be a bit less, about 7,500 for the same.
And what about here north of there?
That land, unfortunately, is not within extended borders of Sichuan at this time. We're going to have to rezone in order to take control of that northern sector. There are some farmsteaders out there that need to be removed.
Understood. I'll speak with my family and see what they wish to purchase.
Please do so, and do so quickly, as I don't need to tell one such as yourself that this land is going quickly.
So I've heard.
The orc man before you, Chief Ug'Turk, he's been buying out land to the west, and yeah, you'd be wise to strike quickly.
I'll send them a notice and go see the land for myself to see which area we would want.
Very good. You can reach out to any one of the real estate developers that we have in the city. Some of them are on the east side in the Imperial Quarter, but if you should find one that suits your fancy, get them to go with you, and they can survey the area, give you a little bit of a better understanding of maybe where it is you're going to strike Earth.
Oh, and where could I find one of them?
Oh, they're all throughout the city, but you're probably going to find the best ones across the river in Imperial Land. There's a ferry near the docks if you want to take it.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Certainly. I look forward to doing business with you, Miss Coventry.
You too, Miss Mayor. And however you say your name.
Zinfelder. But you can call me Helga.
Oh, thank you, Miss Helga.
As Lucy, I'm guessing, turns away, the mayor is going to look at Yoga and just kind of like stare at you for a second, trying to get the measure of you, also just interested in the turtle. And then she's going to turn and look at Kleeck, who's been looking at shiny stuff.
He tuned in the past few minutes or so.
Okay, he tuned in then. So she's like, I do have other guests that are coming then, if you would excuse me. I need to get ready for my next appointment.
Yoga at this point, he's kind of tired of it, so he just kind of nods and he's leaving the room.
All right.
At least with a smile.
Gotcha. Yeah, Rhea and Brightleaf follow along. I'm guessing then the party is heading back out of the mayor's office and building.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you tell me what you're going to do.
Well, I guess Diogo's going to ask Lucia, do you have any other business here, or should we head back to the boat? Emphasis on the word business. He's honestly a little bit annoyed.
Is there anybody else here who can vote?
Diogo's going to shake his head. I don't think so. It's just the mayor. And if we're going with your vote, then it doesn't seem we really need to do any convincing.
As you're stepping out of the office, you actually hear, "Oh, wait, Lady Coventry, one moment. If you would."
Turn around.
Actually, there has been something bothering me and the people of our fair city. A number of destitute and rather filthy unlanded folk have come to try and squat in various parts of the city. At first we thought they were simply laborers who didn't cut the jib and were unable to work with any of our developers, but I think that it would certainly help the price and chances of you getting high quality land if you're able to maybe help us deal with this nuisance.
Do tell me more.
Oh, I don't pay attention to the particulars, dear. If you could speak to my captain of the guard, I'm sure he would be able to fill you in with where these ruffians have been congregating and causing their trouble.
What's the captain's name and where can I find him?
Oh, he should be down in the barracks. It's attached to the mayor's office. I mean, not the office, like it's not in this building, but it's like one of the ancillary buildings off to the side. Go and speak with Captain Gareth Miles, and he should be able to help you.
All right, thank you so much.
Oh, certainly.
Seems we have an agreement. Of sorts.
Yes. You would do much help to get rid of the undesirables of the city.
What was the captain's name? Gareth Miles?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
I'm not gonna lie. My Discord kind of cut out the beginning. I heard later undesirables. Was that like a petty undesirables, or did they do something?
Are you actually asking this?
No. I add a character because my
okay.
Discord.
The
cut
explanation that was given is that they're causing trouble in the city, and that it seems like they came to squat and take land.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
And then we'll give her like little noble bow curtsy thing or whatever and leave.
Yep. All right. So the party heads back out. Anywhere you want to go?
Okay.
You are currently standing in front of the Civic Center.
Lucy, do you want to head back to the boat, or do you want to head back immediately to the captain guard?
I'm going to go ahead and mark real quick where the Lummy's luxurious beds was. It's the blue mark
Gotcha.
in Gardenio.
Were you looking just to rest for a bit?
More so to think. Well, and then I guess kind of realizing he's been having just talking to Lucy, I asked everyone else, unless there's something else that anyone else wants to do. And kind of look at Leon maybe because I know he has plans.
I would like to speak with that Chief Ug'Turk. Was that his name?
Captain Gareth Miles and Chief Ug'Turk.
Yes.
So you meant Chief Ug'Turk. Okay.
So I think I'd like to speak with him about what issues he's having with the mayor's office. Seemed like a worthwhile lead on something.
Maybe we can resolve whatever problems may be arising, work out some sort of deal there. Could also go speak with the captain, Gareth Miles, to get more info from them, and then Yoga could go and think the boat.
I mean, I don't really care what we do. Honestly, I thought when we walked in there that I'd see a lot more value, but Nothing caught my eye.
I mean, it's just an office.
Yeah, but you know, rich people like to have shiny things that do things. She seemed plain and boring.
I mean, the
Yeah.
estates are where all the valuables are.
Fair, and I wouldn't mind smashing into a few of them and finding what's inside, but there's a lot of places to be, a lot of places to go. A lot of it's new.
I'm just gonna whisper to Ray, be like, "There's a lot of noble people."
She nods and is like, I know. I saw him in there eyeing us. Yeah,
Do we?
There was lots of shiny.
nobles
happen
are the
to see
worst.
The
I mean, yourself
shady
excluded.
Guy?
What was that?
Do we see the shady guy on the way out?
Oh, you know, actually, the only person who would have noticed him before was Yoga. Yoga, go ahead and roll a perception check.
I think the only person that noticed was Lucy, was it not?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Lucy, you were the only person who noticed. He is not there when you walk back.
We're gonna tell the group about the dude,
Okay.
just to keep an eye out.
You can actually roleplay, or you just yada yada yada. You told us.
No, it's just yada yada for that.
All right, yeah. So Lucy tells you that she saw a rather average-looking dude in, you know, just a sort of a travel-stained brown cloak, but with goggles, drinking a
Right.
drink, sitting at one of the
Wait a minute.
lounges, one of the lounge chairs in
I
the.
think this was the guy answering, but I don't know if Yoga. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think Igor talked to him, came and talked to him, but I don't know if Yoga talked to him.
We saw him once or twice, didn't we?
Possibly.
Maybe put it up to a history check, perhaps.
Go ahead.
I'm still iffy on using history for memory. Like, I would think raw int.
I mean, either way, 8 or 11, neither will get it.
You don't have to be smart to like remember something.
History is int based.
Yeah, but I think what he means
So
is
yes,
like
you
it's
do.
not purely intelligence based. It's actually a skill to remember things. Thus, if you have
Yeah,
proficiency in
at the same
history,
time,
you'll
though.
have a higher roll than if it's a raw int. So that I think is the argument, but it's neither here nor there. Yoga, you
Yeah,
wouldn't recall from that, and I'm not sure if anyone else saw the dude. To be honest, like
Because
I really do think it was Cayman and Braun and Agalor who came downstairs and chatted with him.
And now none of them are here.
Oh my god, wait! They're all gone!
Yep.
Two of them are dead.
That's what happens.
Third is presumed dead. Okay, I guess not really, but maybe he died. I thought about it too. I was like, I could use ascending on Kaiman for literally no reason but to mess with him, but there's
you can certainly try.
Yeah, there's a good chance he just doesn't respond. I will not try. Thank you very much.
As you wish.
Oh, speaking of,
so what does everyone think of the dude with the goggles? Because Lucy just brought him up. No one remembered him, recognized him. But does anyone have anything to say about it? Like,
I guess I'd probably ask Lucia, why are you telling us this? What's so important?
They seem weird, and just want to make sure they're not someone with the unicorns.
I kind of just laugh and I say, well, a lot of people think I'm weird. They don't really recognize a turtle. I'm not going to judge someone because they have goggles.
Did you not see what place we're in? I'm
sorry to say, if they're a contact of the lucky unicorns, that's not good. Should we look for them? Try to keep track of them?
I mean, we're gonna get close to the group and whisper, I mean, personally, there's people with lucky unicorns. We should eliminate them.
As you kind of stand out, are you heading back to the docks, or are you just kind of chilling in front of the Civic Center?
Yoga would have stopped unless Lucy kept going.
Right, I just wanted to know what to describe as you're chilling, talking. As you're standing in front of the Civic Center, still chatting, you see that a number of people that are entering and exiting all look to be rather well off. They all wear nice robes, nice clothes. Some of them have guards with them. Some of them travel in groups. Some carry weapons. And oddly enough, there are far fewer halflings and gnomes than you would suspect, Aelin Miley being the kingdom nominally of halflings and gnomes. You see a number of humans, quite a few humans. You see some elves. No elves in particular. But you see some dwarves. In fact, you even see a red lizard folk and a silver dragonborn at one point head in and out. And then, at one point, as you're all still standing there, you see a tall man with very dark hair and a big bushy beard and a cloak with like the high sort of like, what's that like? It's you know how like the warlock looking thing where they have like the big poofy thing coming up behind the neck. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know what it's called.
Yep,
But you know what I'm talking about.
I at least do.
And he comes striding up very very measured steps. His bushy beard actually comes down into like a fine point about at his like stomach level, and you kind of can tell as he walks by that this is Duke Lorgner, the tall, dark, hairy, sharp man. And he doesn't glance to the left or the right. He just marches up the steps. Doesn't even wait to be like welcomed. Just opens the door and heads inside.
Nice.
Fashionably late.
Hey, we got his
This seems
appointment.
rude.
That was lucky.
Now thanks to some good old-fashioned German.
But okay, so before that, as we can see that, and we see it just use the word eliminate. Yoga's kind of, well,
That's a medical term for when you poop. Sorry.
What?
It's a natural 20 on a medicine check right there. I'm sorry. Just had to throw out a fact. Did you guys want a short rest in order to get back the
Yeah.
charm ability? Okay.
Yeah. We were gonna actually go with Yoga to go rest.
Okay. So do you want to go to a
Probably go to
cafe
the-
or do you want to go to the boat?
Actually, a cafe would be better, at least for Lucy.
Yoga will follow Lucy in the crowd, assuming everyone is just following along,
Kleeck will
having a happy.
follow for now. He may end up going off and doing something else.
Fair
though.
enough.
Should I had my message ready for sending. Should I send that now?
Whenever you are ready to send it, go ahead and drop that in the thing. I will be... Okay, I got you. You don't have to travel too far in order to find a cafe. It's actually close to the Civic Center. It's Tea and Crumpets by Filbner. And Filbner happens to be what looks like a wizard of some kind, a tall, gangly human fellow, and he runs a small building that looks rather busy. A number of nobles sitting outside sipping tea, and that is interesting. I'd be willing if they're nice.
This is a message. You don't hear Jack.
Oh,
Well, I have a friend who is a dragon. He's quite lonely, friendly, and I'm sure.
Although I think, no, I think you missed it then, because Leon was kind of confronting of Yoga about this friend, and then it's like, yeah, he's a dragon. But I think you were having a thing with you're using Ray as a pill at the time, so I think you missed that conversation.
Yeah, he would have. So that was your response, Yoga.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Silence after that. But yeah, you're easily able to effect a short rest chilling at the cafe. An hour passes. It's now probably about, 9:30, 10 in the morning.
Do that.
What's Kleeck going to go do for an hour while the party chills at a cafe, sipping tea, eating crumpets?
Well, see, I'm thinking a little bit here.
Ooh,
He'll
dangerous.
probably grab. He'll probably grab a quick snack if there's any pastries or something out.
Bird pastry, got it.
And
Oddly enough,
then
it's a bear claw for a bird.
it's food.
Mhm.
And he's gonna fly off looking for a shopping district or market district of any kind. Which near the docks,
Yeah.
with his previous experience, he's going to assume near the waterfront is some businesses.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, please.
Please, 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 please.
Orders one of everything for Rhea. That'll end up being 2 gold and 6 silver for
That's
one of
it?
everything.
That's it?
Yeah. He doesn't have a
Alright.
big menu.
Also, a gold is a good bit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you are in a city of nobles. So, shortly after ordering, well, not shortly, you're there for an hour. You order everything on the menu, and, maybe 15, 20 minutes later after, and you kind of look behind the counter in this cafe. There's only one dude working the place, but
Oh no.
his wizardry is pretty impressive. As you watch behind, you start to see various like tea kettles are floating themselves from like place to place, and it what's that
Dude,
one song? Isn't it?
servant?
Yeah,
He's
isn't
song?
that song "The Factory"? The one that goes da 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 da. That one. Anyways, you got a factory going back there. He's got several spells going at the same time as he heats things, cleans things, washes things, pours things, prepares multiple foods. He's got Mage Hand up. He's got Unseen Servant up. He's doing all sorts of things to try and run this cafe on his own, and now he's had to make one of everything. So,
How much would it be, do you think, for some biscuits and tea for just yoga?
I'd probably say
Just so I can subtract it from my inventory.
1 silver, 5 copper.
I will give him a tip of 5 copper for ease of convenience.
Yep, easy. Welcome back, Leon. Everyone's at a cafe. Lucy has ordered one of everything for Rhea, and Kleeck is looking for a shop. Kleeck, your perception check and your sighting near the docks to look for a place. What kind of place are you looking for in particular?
Firstly, I'm looking for a general market district, but I will eventually, if I can find an area that looks to be commercial in that way, I'm going to narrow it down for a tannery of some kind.
Docks are going to be the most commercial area in this city, and so
Why
your
he
stroke
went
of
there.
genius searching near the docks makes it a lot easier to get this done. So,
Kleeck is learning urban navigation.
Yep, exactly. The party is still eating and such. Yoga, who are you deceiving?
I am simply thinking, and I wanted to make a check on my own to see how well readable my face is.
I see. It looks like Yoga is lying to himself. All right.
Pretty much.
So, Kleeck, you arrive at the general store, which I'm not going to name. What are you shopping for?
I'm looking for a tannery.
Ah, you're looking for a tannery. You don't find one.
That is unfortunate. Do I see like any of the town guards in the corner? I'm going to try and talk to ones I specifically recognize as town rather than Imperial, because I figure they'll be more familiar.
Easy enough, since you can tell the difference at this point. You're able to find a town guard. In fact, it's one of the ones that's at the dock, guarding the dock, near where the shipmaster is, who, you had to go see last night. It's a different shipmaster this morning, but that's neither here nor there. You come up to the guard and you wanted to ask them for...
Do you know where a tannery is?
A tanner. Oh, yeah, the mayor zoned all of them out of the city. Closest tanner is going to be down in Harborville. That's just south at the junction in the river.
Oh, okay. I know where that is. We passed it.
No, I suppose you did.
I take off halfway through him saying.
Oh. He's just watching you go like, wow, all right. He can fly with those wings. He wasn't really paying attention when you swooped down. So I'm guessing, Kleeck, then you're going to travel there, or are you just going to do that later?
I'm flying down there. I mean, it seems pretty darn close.
All right.
Especially
Kleeck.
flying is fast.
Yeah, flying is faster.
For
Go
the
ahead and roll
record,
a
he's not
perception
trying to,
check for me.
All right. And as I'm rolling this, he's not trying to be back within the hour.
Oh, fair. You won't be at this point.
Oh, come on!
So at this point, you, with your training, know that tanners work near water. So you travel along the waterfront looking for it, and before too long, you smell it. And you swoop down and you find a place that smells, similarly to the last one, of urine and ammonia and other chemicals that are used to strip and prep and cure.
Got the scent.
There's about 4 people working at this tannery. All of them rather unkempt-looking fellows. You actually have 2 halflings, a gnome, and a human. And the human looks like they do all of the grunt labor, and the other ones do more of the fine handwork. But, honestly, all things considered, it does seem like they make some pretty respectable leather objects. You actually see a number of studded leather armors and leather armors, on racks, along with some leather shields, some water skins, some riding leathers, some just all sorts of crap that's made out of leather. And it looks like they have quite a showcase. It's not the highest quality of goods. It's not tooled and inlaid. It's not, you don't have all that crazy embossing stuff that you get with the expensive stuff, but seems functional. Anyways, you head in.
I will attempt to approach the whichever one that doesn't look as busy, one that doesn't look like to be in the middle of making something.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the halflings. Hi. Yeah, it's he's a. What can I do for you?
I did with this one. I'm only 3'11". He might be a little shorter.
Exactly. He kind of like he's like wiping off his hands on a rag. They kind of have that same sort of sickly bluish green color. Like a little bit up the arm. He's like, "Hi, how can I help you?"
I'm looking to learn.
Learn? You wanna learn? You wanna learn how to what? Tanning?
Yeah.
You wanna learn how to cure hides?
Yeah. He's gonna nod.
He kind of like glances back and forth, and are you sure? Can you even with your? He looks at your hands, which are like feathery hands, and he's like, "Does it? Can you even do it?"
I have a little practice already, but we didn't stick around long enough for me to finish learning there.
Oh, well, all right.
I hunt regularly. I'm just looking to learn to do more with the hides myself.
I suppose that's fine. You want to just watch while we do it, or the other halfling comes up? Hey, what's wrong? It's this fella. What's your name? What's your name, friend?
Kleeck.
Kleeck. I'm Seb. This is Remy. What does he want? He wants to learn. He wants to learn. Yeah. Why don't you just come watch us, and we'll show you a little bit. Oh, all right.
Okay. I'll help where I can, if that's all right.
Yeah, it's fine. They have you walk back, and they show you some of their process. A little different than the guys in Nueva, but they seem to get similar effects. In fact, their stuff does look a little better, honestly. Maybe it's because there's more of them working together. They also seem to have more pieces in the pipeline at a time. So you have more examples of different steps of preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll a straight intelligence check for me.
Come on.
That one. So with that, you're able to determine the things that I've already told you, that their stuff is a little bit better, and they have quite a few more display pieces out that you can see the different stages of preparation on. And that helps you understand a little bit maybe some of the things that you missed before and some of the stuff that you weren't really able to show because you learned, but you weren't able to replicate it. And that's going to be, several hours out of the day. So what does the rest of the party want to do while Kleeck is learning tanning? You wanted to head to Ug'Turk, or you wanted to head to the captain, or you wanted to do something else entirely? Rhea tore through the food. She was done with it before the hour was up.
Oh my god. Do we get a short rest?
Yeah, you got the short rest. Everyone except
Perfect.
Kleeck gets a short rest because Kleek's doing stuff.
I want to go to Chief Ug'Turk. I
Alright.
don't know about the rest of y'all.
I guess we would also follow.
I think I have another message I want to send, but I just don't have it written down. But so
That's
I'd
fine.
probably send it in that time, but you can do their thing first. I'll follow them.
Yeah, go ahead and write it down real quick so that we have that in posterity. But yeah, so the party wants to head to the captain then?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll head there, and then on the way, I'm gonna look for like any message places while we're walking.
Gotcha. So actually, pretty easily, you can actually see it from where you're sitting at this cafe. You can see a post office that is in town. Similarly, while you are doing your short rest, in the time that Rhea is happily tearing through biscuits and pastries and guzzling down tea, you see Duke Lorgner march back out of the center and head back south towards his lands. Again, he doesn't turn left or right. He just walks in his measured pace. At one point, though, go ahead and roll a perception check. I want to see who would notice if anything happens. I will roll for the two NPCs.
I'm gonna forfeit my roll. I'm out of focus.
That's fine. So it looks like Brightleaf will see it, but no one else does, so it doesn't matter. Lucy, did you want to go to the post office, or are we going to go to talk to Captain Miles first?
Post office, real quick.
Okay. Lucy heads off to head to the post office. As you step inside, you see a very exasperated-looking gnomish man, like digging through two large burlap sacks. The horse out front seems to be, lathered and sweating. There's a couple other people in there, but the gnome seems like the person who works there and is behind the counter doing stuff. Yes. Can I help you? Where is it?
Here to send a letter.
Oh, yes, of course. Have you signed it? Have you postmarked it?
No, I still have to write it.
Well, as soon as it's ready, it's signed and postmarked. Do you know where you're going to take it to? Just yet? You know where you're sending it to?
Yes.
And that is?
So I'll give an address where they send mail to.
Postage to there is going to be 2 silver and 3 copper. You don't have to pay now. He seems kind of like confused, and not confused, but like just a little harried, if you know what I mean. Yes, please, bring it back whenever you're ready. I'm sure we can take care of it. Where did I put it?
Could I help you look for whatever you're looking for?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it would be against policy anyways, but no, it's fine. I got it. I can take care of this. Thank you.
We're gonna look around just to see if we can find anything that may be misplaced.
Roll an investigation check. You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, well, then we're gonna go ahead and just put the money up there. Form is gonna be 2 silver and 9 copper.
I say 2 and 3.
I don't know, whatever it was. It's more copper than what he asked for, but we're gonna give it anyway because I don't want to go copper.
That's totally fine. You're like, just. Meh. Oh, all right, fine. Just bring the letter when you're ready, and let me know, and I'll take care of it. Thank you. Where did I put this damn thing? So he takes the money and puts it away, and You paid for a letter that you haven't sent yet. Excellent.
Yep.
As you step back out to the party. That Duke Lorgner, I don't think he likes the mayor.
What makes you say that?
Did you see the hate that came out of his eyes when he turned back to stare at the mayor's office?
Oh no, I've actually been a little bit lost in thought.
Oh. That's okay, Yoga.
And then I'm gonna kind of look at Leon, Lucy. Where to next?
I was looking to speak with the chief about his outburst earlier.
Oh, okay.
Did
Then
we
the
ever
party-
get the chief's location, or are we just assuming it?
You saw a map that
Right.
noted that his lands were to the west, and this was actually raised explicitly in the conversation when Lucy was asking how much land here would cost.
Gotcha. Onwards, then.
Words and outwards.
All right, so the party, as you travel through the city, heading west, you pass through little valleys and rises and clefts in the land. It seems like this area is actually meadows and rolling hills. A number of these rolling hills do appear to be occupied underneath by halflings and gnomes who have made subterranean dwellings. However, as you walk through, you see that in places where there is construction, large buildings being built on these mounds of land, it appears that the places underneath have been vacated. Eventually, you come to what appears to be the edge of town, and you see a number of half-orcs and orcs hanging out around the perimeter, where they actually appear to have crafted a sort of crude palisade wall. And oddly enough, you didn't notice this from your tower, possibly because of some of the other large buildings in the way, the rolling hills, the trees, but as you get here, you get the distinct feeling now that this small enclave is very, very different from the rest of it. Very much looks like an orc war camp.
Wow. Okay, wow. Is there any particularly extravagant buildings?
There does appear to be one building that has like dyed red leather hides kind of draped over the sides of it. It comes out a lot more than the others. The others are like wooden ramshackle, like kind of log cabins and shacks that have been built up around each other, and there's the palisades, but this is like a tent that seems to be built on and around like a wooden base. So yeah, there is one building that definitely stands out, and there's like a totem out front. You get the feeling that this may in fact be the residence of the Chief Ug'Turk.
All right. You said they were constructing a wall. Is it in front of them? It's behind the.
I mean,
the building's behind the wall.
It wraps around a large amount of this. I'll just draw a line for it.
I want to build a wall.
It's kind of like that around the lands.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start heading in to the wall.
All right. You see that there are orcs on the walls, like walking along the walls with like a spear and a short bow on over their back, and as you approach, they say, "Halt! This is Ug'Turk land. You cannot enter without permission."
Yes, I'm looking to speak with your chief about whatever happened with the mayor today?
You want to speak with the chief? They're talking to you from up on the wall, so they're talking down at you. Literally.
Yes.
Standing back away from him just a little bit.
Yeah, Leon, you stepped forward on your own.
Yeah. Yes, I'm looking to speak with him.
If your only business is to bring the words of the false mayor, we would have none of your parley.
False mayor? What do you mean?
She is not a good leader of these people.
Is that what the mayor was arguing with her about earlier today?
He just kind of spits to the side. I don't know the words of nobles.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
We're
But
gonna
I
be
do
doing-
have. I do have something
sorry.
that would be of rather great interest to him. If I was able to speak with him.
Oh, a little man like you with something of interest. Show me.
I'm going to point. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to point at the Razan residence.
Yeah, from
I
here
think-
on top of the wall, you can probably see it. The orc can. You might not be able to see it exactly from there. Maybe you can see like one of the spires.
Yeah. I have something that he might be interested in as far as adding to his lands.
Go ahead and roll persuasion, unless you're lying, and then roll deception. I don't know what you think you're doing.
So,
You tell me with your roll.
this is all persuasion.
That's what I thought.
Persuasion.
Persuage Razon. Ho ho.
Oh crap. Oh, 27. There it is. 24.
Ooh. Yeah. He looks down at you, narrows his eyes. He, does anyone speak Orcish? Or whatever the language is that orcs speak?
I speak a lot, but I don't believe that is. Nope.
It would just be orc.
No.
Yeah, orc.
No.
He's going to turn to the side and call down off the wall to someone out of view and be like, and the chief will be here in a moment. I'm sure you can wait.
Yes. Yes, I can.
Before too long, you hear the creak of the wood of the palisade give a little bit under the weight of the impressively sized Chief Ug'Turk. Ah, you all. I see you've come. And you see the large, top-knotted orc Chief Ug'Turk standing atop the wall next to his slightly less impressively sized, I guess, guard captain, lieutenant guy? Hard to say. His tusks aren't as big, and neither is he, so he's not as impressive.
Yeah.
You come with words of the Razan.
Yes. I understand that you don't agree with the current mayor and her ways of leading. Am I correct?
The mayor is a liar. She offers things, but does not give them when they are due.
What do you mean by this? What has she not provided that she promised?
Many things. Peace, security. My tribe is in danger. We purchased this land fairly and honestly. We helped defend this city against invaders, and we are given nothing that we were promised in return.
Maybe we can help each other. You say you're owed more than you've been given, and you disagree with the current leader. So I have an offer for you. You help me take the current owner of the Razan land. You help me get her head, perhaps. You may blame me and use the land as you require. And if that just so happens to be
Am I
a
the only one that
quiet
hears Leon as a
raid,
robot?
Yeah, he's very
I can
roboty.
kind of hear him, but
It's a little garbly,
Is
but
it a
I'm getting
robot?
most of it. No, you're fine.
okay. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. If you were to say help me get her head, I would be inclined to help you secure a new mayoral position uh over this town, and maybe one or two other things that would be very menial for someone in a position such as that. What do you say?
I say roll persuasion with disadvantage.
and Yoga is kind of like he's expected this because he kind of knew, but he's measuring everyone else's reaction.
Persuasion, you said?
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Yeah, and Leon, and I don't know if that's something you can maybe check.
Okay.
But
It's a natty
You-
1 and a natty 19. That's quite a spread. You ask for much and offer little. Why should we trust the words of your kind? Elves and orcs have never gotten along. Not that he's saying he knows what your kind is, he's just talking about just random dude.
Well, it stands to reason that the Razans are elven in origin. Figured that's good enough for wanting to take it. And you say you have issues with leadership. Is it not your kind's way to change leadership by force? And if you were to say have someone who would take the fall for you, I see no reason that you wouldn't want to.
We have
Is
already
that
shed
an
blood for
outrageous
this city and had our own bloodshed. The Razans have never fought against us and have given us no reason to fight them. I deny your offer, Mask Man.
Very well. And good luck to you in your endeavors. But if you do change your mind, or something happens in the next few days, we will be staying in the docks nearby.
Can I gauge the reactions? I kind of see how Lucy has reacted. How has Rhea and Brightleaf reacted to Leon's speech?
They were standing off to the side as well, but they're kind of in the same boat as Lucy. They just haven't actually done the stealth part yet. But they're both like, whoa, Leon's talking about knocking someone out.
In public.
Yeah. But yeah, you offered, you're staying at the docks, and he seems to have heard you and is still looking at you as you say it, and he just nods ever so slowly and then turns and leaves. He's no longer on the palisade wall.
Yep. Turn around and walk away. Well, that went less than ideal.
So, Leon, did you mean what you said about killing somebody?
If it's all the same, I would like to hold this conversation back on the ship if it's all the same. Area.
No, I mean, that's probably a good idea.
I was hoping here it would fall on welcoming ears for that, but I suppose not.
Hmm.
Lucy, you said you'd like to go speak with the captain, is that right?
Yes, to get more details about the situation with the unwanted people.
Alright.
We're not going to say that very loud.
Easily enough, you head back to the civic center area, and you go to the barracks. I mean, I'm supposing that that's what you meant when you said you wanted to go talk to the captain. So,
Yeah, 'cause
Yo,
that's
yep,
where
Yoga's
Captain-
following everyone else.
all right, Kleeck, how long do you think you're going to spend at the tannery?
Probably as long as they'll let me till it starts getting dark. Then I'll go
Okay.
return to the party.
Yeah, then you wouldn't be back yet. Okay. So the party reach the barracks, and you see a number of town's guard outside of here. Some of the more elite-looking ones, a lot of the more regular ones. But as you head inside, you're asking around, and they point. Oh yeah, no, the captain's inside. Yeah. As you head inside, though, you open the doors, and you see just a strapping figure in not plate mail. What is it? The half plate? Yeah, half plate. And with one long sword over each shoulder, but just a glorious red mane of fur. And you see him just a very big Leonin.
I wonder if they know Amelia.
Perhaps.
So are they like looking our direction or no?
No, he's chatting with several of the other guards, and he's making jokes. They're laughing. It seems like he definitely has a good rapport with his soldiers, and the chevrons on his armor show that he is of a higher rank even than the elite door guards that you saw earlier.
We're just gonna wait till he's done talking.
Yeah, it takes about a minute. He finishes telling another joke. He flashes a brilliant smile of sharp white fangs. His whiskers twitch, and he turns over and notices the party and is like, "Oh, I see we have some visitors.
Ah, yes, hello.
Lo, what brings you here today?"
Information.
Information. He looks around to the other guards and kind of like shrugs and smiles and is like, "There's less and little of that than you would expect around here, love."
We heard from the mayor there were some people who were she'll kind of describe what the mayor said, like squatting around the
Causing
place.
trouble.
Causing trouble.
Causing trouble. Did you mean the ruffians, the ne'er-do-wells, the bandits, or the squatters?
Well, I specifically mentioned the squatters, but we can help in any way that we can.
Well, we're not really in the habit of enlisting random passers-by to deal with town's guard business, but if you wouldn't mind, there are several encampments both on this side of the river and the other. Displaced locals have been congregating in shanty towns. It's becoming a bit of a problem, but we've been able to keep them from causing too much of a disturbance.
Why haven't you just cleared them out?
We were told not to clear them out, but to keep them in their areas.
I'm just gonna kind of sit there and think for a moment. And then turn back to everyone else and be like, what do y'all think?
Yep.
To be honest, this is not the first time that the mayor has done this.
Not the first time. Well, what's happened before?
Well, Mayor Z has sent a number of folks that have come to the village, have been asked to assist with the defense and displacement of residents, and it's caused a bit of a commotion, but I've never seen the town richer. Huh. Where do you think this fancy armor came from?
When they're being moved, like, do you have a place they can actually stay?
Well, they stay in the shanty towns, of course.
Why not have them try to work somewhere and actually build, like, actual housing for them that's not shanties?
But they build the housing for themselves. They can't afford the developers, and they have work here in the city.
If they have to move, where would they move to?
I don't know. They would have to purchase land if they want to have any rights.
You said they're located on each side of the river, like north?
Oh, there's several encampments. They crop up wherever we haven't started settling new folk yet, but
I'm assuming these things.
you would be right.
Do you have a map to show us?
What was that?
Do you have a map to show us where they are?
Oh, of course. And he brings you over to a table where there's a roughly drawn map of this city. But when you look on the map, you see that there's some circles around certain areas. There's some X's in areas.
For once, Yoga doesn't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I get you. That about does it.
What are all the X's?
The X's are locations where we've found bodies after some altercation or combat. Some of our own, some citizens, once or twice a noble person who was caught out. It's hard to say who's doing the killings. They retreat when spotted most of the time and only leave their dead at times. So, but we generally believe it to be the landless. I don't know why anyone else would perpetrate such atrocities here.
What if it's somebody trying to blame them?
Huh. Well, then they're doing a great job of it. As I said, I don't know anyone else who would be so interested.
What's your thoughts on the people?
What people? The people without land?
Yeah, the landless.
Well, to be honest, I do pity them. Most of them lost their land when the development started. To have a home for generations suddenly taken out from under your feet must be pretty jarring, but when you can't afford the land tax, someone who can will be put in your place. The city needs funding to survive, to provide protection, to provide other important services. We're not answering.
Why is the land growing so quick?
No, you'd have to ask the mayor. She's something of a financial genius.
Could we think about any sort of previous experience with business deals and things if the land is cheaper or anything?
Well, it's certainly cheaper to buy land where there have been issues. People don't want to. They're not willing to pay top dollar if it's a crime-ridden area. You understand?
That was an out of character kind of question.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you repeat the question then so I can answer out of character?
Basically to try to see if we can think back on any places parents may have gone to for business deals where land may have been priced to see if this place is cheaper or not.
Well, let's see. They were offering you cheaper land in certain areas. And now that you're looking at the map, it looks like those areas were closer to those camps.
But just otherwise generally priced, just to kind of get an idea compared to other areas, other towns.
Oh, no, the land here is more expensive than other towns, generally speaking. Yeah. This is a city where rich people are coming to buy land, so everything is priced accordingly.
What kind of plot points you got going on here?
Uh-huh. That's a good question.
Kind of broken out of his deep thought, Yoga's going to kind of ask, sorry, this may seem like a random question, but with all the building going on, how long does an area of land take to make or buildings to place upon that land?
Well, that all depends on who you hire to do the job. Seems like the Razan estate went up in maybe a week. Lord Earl, he's been building those 3 extra mansions of his for the past year or so. Across the river in the Imperial Quarter, they've been tearing down buildings and putting them back up. Moshina hasn't really gone through any tumult other than the murder there a couple weeks back. So some areas are developing quite a bit faster than others. Duke Lorgner, nothing doing down there. Haven't seen a new house go up in his neck of the woods for probably 12 years now.
If someone were to start building land, word would catch around quite fast, I assume.
If they were to start building on the land here, yeah. Everything needs to be approved in triplicate by the mayor's office. They're the only ones approved to sell land.
Yoga nods and then kind of goes back to looking at Lucy like, all right, I don't care anymore. You do your thing.
What do you think of the mayor?
Like I said, she's a financial genius. She runs us well. I feel like my unit is efficient and orderly. Other than the difficulty we've had, this is a good city. I think that the mayor guides us well, as best as someone so small can. He kind of smiles at the joke that he made, and a couple of the shorter gnomes and halflings kind of groan but also laugh because it's a joke.
Are these guards Imperial Guards, Town Guards, or both?
Town Guards. If you want the Imperial Guard, they're headquartered over in the Imperial Quarter, across the river.
Oh, I was more curious as I had asked the guard about it the last night, but I wasn't sure what the relationship was between you two.
Well, the emperor has had representatives purchase land on his behalf, and while they still have to live by the laws of our city, we are a part of the empire, and the imperial quarter is funded by the emperor himself. And the Imperial Guard are only here to protect the interests therein. And due to some of the difficulties that we've been having, some of them have decided to venture to our side of the river and get their whiskers where they're not wanted. Of course, the mayor treats the guard on the civic center like it is an honor guard. But honestly, it's a little insulting.
Out of character, this is slowly becoming very... this is a very political intrigue. Riley is trying to appease someone to get some land. Leon's kind of trying to knock someone's head off. Kleeck's just doing his own thing. Now Yoga's got a plan now.
Kleeck's like, I want to learn a trade. Everyone else is like, who am I going to kill?
How can I conquer this world?
Lucy doesn't care about the land.
Yeah, I didn't think
her
so.
family if she wants to, but like she could care less because she's dealing with her own personal interests. But at the same time, is also wondering about this mayor because
at least from Yoga's point of view, because you've been Yoga's kind of got a distasteful look for you right now. He thinks you've only been doing this for land. He has not realized. If you have not,
you should have seen the last mayor she talked to. Sorry.
Just wait till this is over because we're about to have a little talk.
Oh, it's going to be good. All right, so do you have anything else you want to talk to Captain Miles about?
Just give him a little courtesy and then be like, thank you for your time, Captain, and walk out.
Should you ever need assistance while you're still in town, please feel free to use my name and I'll come as soon as I can. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, adventurers. And don't think I can't tell what you are. He gives a wink. And another flashy, toothy smile.
Following Lucy.
Does the party head back to the docks then? To the boat?
I'm kind of asking the party, it's like, well, should we get the squatters' side of this story before making a judgment decision? What is our course of action here?
I can lean in quietly and be like, something's not adding up from the maps.
Well, of course, it seems everyone has a different side to the story. It seems they're a different side to a coin that only has two sides.
Can we think back to how the mayor was dressed?
Yeah. She was dressed in I believe it was silk robes of a similar blue hue to like the armor of her town's guard. Sort of like the same color blue as the Brynbot blue that you can see there. Like a soft cornflower blue.
Are they wearing clothes that like a mayor would normally kind of wear, like style of clothes?
I mean, different styles, different places, different cultures, but they seemed relatively well made up, yeah.
Could we have noticed anything odd in there?
Anything in particular that you're looking for? Just curious. Like, I'll have you roll an insight check ex post facto to see if you saw anything. But I'm just curious if you're looking for anything, because that'll change the DC.
Just anything that looks suspicious, anything that doesn't belong.
Roll insight.
That's 17.
Okay. The thing that sticks out to you was her reaction when you offered to do business.
I could already say that.
Yeah. But it was disinterest and then sudden, like, oh, wonderful, exactly. When she heard your name. Or, yeah, when she heard your name and knew who you were. Those are the 2 times that she lit up and changed her demeanor somewhat suddenly, and that was something worthy of note. But as far as like other behaviors or things in her appearance that would have been noticeably odd, no.
Let's go somewhere and talk more private.
All right. I'm going to assume that you head back to the boat.
To the boat.
So I will BRB, but go ahead and begin discussing, and I will be right back.
I don't trust this mayor.
What makes you not trust them in particular?
Land's cheaper where the squatters are, which is understandable due to land value, but there's also more spots of murder near those areas. It's also in areas either targeting people, maybe possibly lowering the land to get people to buy it quicker. It seems like a whole scheme personally, because that's not normal, especially around Ug'Turk's area, because they seem to have some issue. There's a bunch of murders and all the squatters over there. Land was a lot cheaper there.
Definitely seems politically motivated, as I'm coming to learn as everywhere we go. That seems to be the case. I would recommend, Lucy, if you want to investigate this further, that you take things slowly. Let us not jump to what side we should want. Like I said, maybe we should visit a squatter or 2 and see if we can question them about the whole thing.
I definitely want to, because the town shouldn't just throw people to the side. Like, even having multiple towns under our family's name, we don't do that. That's wrong.
Lucy, I don't know of the Coventress family name. Would you share? What is it you nobles do exactly? Anything particular? Or do you just exist?
It depends on the family. Different families do different things.
I'm asking about your family.
Fuck, I don't even
Kinda
know the names of the
chuckle.
towns. She'll mention 4 large town names. I actually don't have the names.
That's my fault.
So
I'll take
whatever
care of
those
that at some
names,
point.
whatever those names will be, you now
Yep,
know
yep.
those names.
Yeah.
I'm reading through the backstory actually.
And then kind of to the side to say, Leon, I don't know who all is going to be in on this plan, but you perhaps could be executing your own plan on your own. And that kind of like, if you haven't figured out, I've decided not to help you.
She would also explain like a short rundown version of her family's kind of history that would be more publicly known.
Which is?
Brandon, if you want to do that.
Yeah, so Lucy will probably end up sharing that the Coventry family is known for, if I remember right, the mining operations. Their land is somewhat rich with minerals and ores. So the middling-sized town of Lorston is up in the hills where there are a few mines. They have a number of different farming facilities. So generally speaking, it's the Coventry family is a well-landed family with a fiefdom that encompasses quite a large area to have 4 towns under them. So they're somewhat well-known players, and they're located, I believe, in, what was it, Southern Swira or was it Northern Swira? I'm not sure. I forget.
I don't think that's definitely where those towns are.
Somewhere in Swira. We haven't placed the towns. It's somewhere in Swira. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so that's generally what the family does and what they're known for and why they're rich and powerful, how they make their money, etc.
Gotcha.
Lucy, did you lie about anything while you were telling that story, or were you completely honest?
Was story about the family?
Yeah.
No, it would have been truthful, but it would just It wouldn't have said everything in terms
Of
of,
course.
just personal family things. It's basically
Sure.
anything that you can find if you research the family.
Absolutely. So, yep. Easy to tell that she's telling the truth, because she is.
I guess this might be a good place to wrap things up. I have a message, but also Kleeck maybe wants to finish this thing.
Yeah, at this point, Kleeck is still learning. The party heads back to the docks. It's maybe like 2 in the afternoon now. You've been going around town chatting with people. You took a short rest at one time. So, Kleeck, if you're heading back at sunset, you probably still are going to be there for like 3 or 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, I'm all right
So-
with not doing anything immediately.
Okay, that's fine.
Can I send one more sending then?
You absolutely can.
Is to Izathar.
Okay.
It is just kind of okay. Do let me know. Enough of this spell today for me. I have not reached your mastery of the arcane. Further details to come. And logical order, this would have actually happened like not too long after the first matches. That I just
That's
didn't want
fine.
to butt in.
That's fine, even if there was a delay, either way. Was there anything else anyone wanted to do while I write up a reply message?
All I will ask is if I can, since Kleeck is busy, I may go now because I need to do some stuff before I go to bed tonight.
Hey, I totally understand. Have a great night, Astro, and I
All
will
right.
talk to you
Thank
around.
you. I
Bye-bye,
am sorry I
Astro.
have to be leaving early.
It's fine. We'll probably wrap up in a second since there's only a few minutes left.
Yeah.
I know that we started late because
I
I was
didn't-
having technical issues, but it's
I
fine.
didn't think we'd be going much longer.
Yeah, it's all
Thank
right.
you all. It was a great session. Really enjoyed it.
Have a great night, Astro. I'll see you around.
Bye-bye,
You too.
Birdman.
Goodbye. I'm sorry, Kleeck kind of backseated and I didn't do much, but
Hey,
got to
it
learn.
happens. It's not about soaking up as much screen time as possible. It's about the team. So some sessions you do a little less, some sessions you do a little more. So
Yeah.
that's what you wanted to do. You're doing it.
I just don't want to be zoning out too much or whatever,
Yeah, no worries.
Anyway, I do gotta go. I am really bad about doing stuff like this and like saying bye and then
Go then.
I can
Go,
catch you
get
if
out
you
of
want.
here.
Bye 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 bye.
There we go. So do let me know enough of the spell today for me. I have not reached your mastery of the arcane. Further details to come.
I will feed his ego a little bit.
I will be looking forward to it, naive adventurer Yoga. If you have further information on this dragon for me, please reach out. I'm here. And that's it.
Alright.
You don't know what I'm here means.
yeah. He's with me always.
Yes, he's with you always. And with that, the party is now back at the boat. Yoga
And
sent
if
his message again.
Gambino's here next session, this would be a good place for him to join.
Absolutely.
I'd probably say if he's not here next session, especially without any words, then yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. If you ditch too many sessions in a row without saying anything, then it's kind of like, well, I guess you either can't or don't want to play anymore, and you don't know how to say it. So
When we're talking about the time zone things, I was actually kind of the opposite, where it's like, I mean, I understand it's late, but at the same time, you just don't schedule you just don't join a campaign.
I can't tell people what they're going to do with their time. If you wanna try and burn the candle at both ends and get in the game, that's cool. The only thing is that sometimes the game suffers because we end up waiting for someone who doesn't show. But again, that's just part of it. People have schedules, and we're literally playing with people on all sides of the globe right now. So I'm fine with it if there's some issues here and there. But the goal is to try and get it ironed out so it can be more smooth, and we can use the limited time that we have per week to address the game. We'll probably cut some of this out at the end.
Yeah.
Is there anything that anyone else wanted to do, or should we wrap it here with the party once again boarding the Coventress after a very interesting jaunt through Sichuan where they learned that they didn't know much about what's going on here?
We learned that there's a whole scheme going on.
Yeah, you learned that there's hella schemes going on right here. Yeah, let me see. I have my original notes. I wrote a document called Campaign Premise Intro back in like March when I was planning this campaign. And I have a blurb for every city in Sichuan about the problems are that they're facing. And this one, this city lies close to the border with the Imperial Kingdom of Swira.
I'm assuming also Leon may have had to drop because he's muted, and I tried to say something to him in character, but
Okay, that's fine. We can cut it now.
So, my
That's fine.
wife was
What's
talking to me about something.
Yeah, it's fine. No worries.
I don't think I have any. I mean, I've got something for maybe next session because I kind of want to talk to everybody when we get in. But
Yeah.
we can do that.
Write it down somewhere so that you don't forget, and so that we can kind of mold it over during the week in between.
Leon, did you hear it then when Yoga kind of said, "I'm probably not going to help you with murder. Sorry."
Yeah, I figured.
Oops, yeah, no, don't want to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, I figured. It's fine.
Alrighty, I'm going to end the recording then. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night, and I'll see you next time.